There are 120 counties in Kentucky, and they all got their name from someone or something. But the question is, why are these counties named the way they are? Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Kentucky history content. Let's start with the first 9 counties of Kentucky: Lincoln, Jefferson, Fayette, Nelson, Bourbon, Mercer, Madison, Mason, and Woodford. These 9 were all named by the Virginia legislature. Benjamin Lincoln and Marquis de Lafayette, both generals of the Revolution. Mercer was a Revolutionary War hero, killed in the Battle of Princeton. The Founding Fathers: Thomas Jefferson was the governor of Virginia at the time. Nelson signed the Declaration of Independence. George Mason, father of the Bill of Rights. James Madison created the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The House of Bourbon is the most interesting story of the first 9. The King of France, Louis XIV, was in the royal Bourbon family, so Virginia named a county after them. In 1792, Kentucky became a state, and the naming of counties changed. Not really. You can start categorizing county names pretty easily. You have governors, frontiersmen, important politicians, both Kentucky and the U.S., generals or war heroes, founders of the U.S., not people, and then other. Now some of these people fall into more than one category, but for this video, we put them in one group. Let's start with governors. There are 17 counties in Kentucky named after governors. The first 4 governors, Isaac Shelby, James Garrett, Christopher Greenup, and Charles Scott, and technically the first 5 governors because Shelby was the first and 5th, all had counties named after him. The others, Adair, Breathitt, Caldwell, who was actually a lieutenant governor, Crittenden, Knott, Leslie, Letcher, McCreary, McGoffin, Powell, Owsley, and Metcalf, all had counties named after them. Now, a special surprise one. DeWitt Clinton was the governor of New York, and he has a county named after him. Pretty much, if you were a governor and counties were being formed or named, you got one named after you. The other one, politicians. No surprise here. But Anderson, Bell, Boyd, Boyle, Breckinridge, Bullitt, Carlisle, Carter, Elliott, Gallatin, Harrison, Jackson, Pendleton, Johnson, Lyon, McLean, Marshall, Martin, Menifee, Robertson, Rowan, Taylor, Trimble, Webster, and Wolfe. These counties were named after these politicians. Now the big category, or the big group. Military officers or war heroes. 41 counties are named after this group of people. And now most of these people fought in the Revolutionary War or the War of 1812, and some fought in even more than that. So let's go with the Revolutionary War heroes. Butler, Campbell, Casey, Christian, Clark, which George Rogers Clark fought more than just the Revolutionary War, Estill, Grayson, who was a Revolutionary War aide to Washington, Greene, Harlan, who died in the Battle of Blue Licks, Hopkins, Lee, Marion, Montgomery, Morgan, Muhlenberg, Nicholas, Oldham, Pulaski, Todd, Trigg, Warren, Wayne, Woodford, Lincoln, Fayette, Mercer, Clay, and Knox, all Revolutionary War veterans. Now, for War of 1812, Davis, Edmondson, McCracken, Lawrence, Perry, Simpson, Spencer, Owen, Hart, Hickman, Allen, Graves, Ballard, and Meade, all War of 1812 veterans, and Clay was a War of 1812 veteran as well. Now we go on to frontiersmen. And a lot of these frontiersmen, well, guess what? They were Revolutionary War veterans too. They just fought in the Western Theater, which doesn't get as much notification, which some of these though are no surprise. There are 15 counties named after frontiersmen: Boone, Kenton, Logan, Henderson, Bracken, Callaway, Floyd, Russell, Hardin, Whitley, Fleming, which is unique, one of a few counties in Kentucky which is named for the person settling said county, LaRue, another first settler of the county, the Grant brothers, not sure which brother, but another county named after the first settlers, Meriwether Lewis, a different sort of frontiersman, he explored the more out west, Zebulon Pike, another different frontiersman, who explored the western part of the United States. Now, let's move on to the founders of the U.S., counties named after them, 11 total: Carroll, Franklin, Hancock, Henry, Livingston, Mason, Monroe, Washington, Jefferson, Nelson, and Madison, all named after founding fathers of the United States. Now you may be asking yourself, these founding fathers were not the only founding fathers, were they? Their political party played a role in which politicians got counties named after them. What about Hamilton County? It doesn't exist because Alexander Hamilton was a Federalist. So some of the politicians were overlooked. Now, let's go to the unique category, or the not people category. 8 counties in Kentucky are named after something besides people. The barren grasslands, the medicinal bath springs, laurel trees, Union, as in a decision, Cumberland River, Rockcastle River, Ohio River, and Jessamine Creek. Now, we have an other category because we really couldn't figure out where to put these, or where these county names fall. One of those, like we said before, is the House of Bourbon. So it's kind of hard to say that it falls in any other category. It is named after a group of people, but to say a specific one is hard. The other county name, which has a unique naming, is Fulton County. It's named after Robert Fulton. He helped develop the first commercial steamboat, and that's how he got a county named after him. So, the next time you're in a Kentucky county, you can determine pretty easily the way it was named. It falls into 1 or 2 or even 3 of these categories. It's a former governor, a frontiersman, an important politician, Kentucky or U.S., generals or war heroes, founders of the U.S., not people, and then our small category of others. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thank you again for watching. If you'd like to support our channel, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/kyhistorypod, or become a member of our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to get more Kentucky history content. Find us on these social media platforms, and check out the Kentucky History Podcast on these podcast platforms for more in-depth history of Kentucky. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.